evening, depending on wherever you are watching me from, any part of the world, Asia, Europe, America, Africa, even Nigeria. It's your brother once again, Emmanuel Oni, reaching you all the way from Lagos City, Nigeria. I'm reaching you from the platform of NIGERIAN Watch this morning once again. Welcome back to Matters Arising. Today being 23rd of January 2021. I'm happy to be back and happy to meet you once again, and happy you are alive to hook up with me, to engage me this morning once again. It's a privilege, it's a pleasure to be back. I thank God for life. We thank God for His mercy. We are alive again this morning. I'm still holding it down on behalf of my brother, Humanist Stephen, who is unavoidably absent for now. He will be back in a couple of days. He will be back. So stay glued with me. Relax yourself with me with whatever you think you have. You can your body need. Is it a cup of tea, coffee, wine, whatever. Relax yourself and let's do this together again as we normally do every morning. We have a lot on our table today. Bearing in mind that this is weekend, we have a lot on our table today. I promise it's going to be fun-filled, it's going to be entertaining, it's going to be educating, it's going to be informative. Anything you can think of, we have today is packaged with it. So, as we kick the ball rolling, please encourage your family, your friends, your well-wishers to please subscribe to NIGERIAN Watch channel, hit the auto button, hit the like button, share our videos so that we'll be able to reach as many people as possible. That is the energy we need, that is the motivation we need. By the time we know that somebody is there watching us, we will be motivated, we want to give it all out. We want to give you everything within ourselves to entertain you, to inform you. So please don't stop liking, don't stop sharing our videos, don't stop hitting the like button. Keep doing it, and by the special grace of God we'll be able to reach as much people as we hope to. So like I said before, we have a lot on our table. We are starting from the international scene as we normally do. Today we are starting again from America. You know, America is in the world map now. Every day new things are coming up. And today what we are starting from in America is Trump impeachment trial to begin next week. Trump impeachment trial to begin next week. That is the latest from the American politics. Trump impeachment trial to begin next week. So let's go into the news and see what the news have to say. Donald Trump will go on trial in the U.S. Senate soon after an impeachment case against the former president is transmitted by the House of Representatives on Monday. Top lawmakers announced. The House impeached the Republican leader for historic second time on January 13th, just 1 week before he left office. But Speaker Nancy Pelosi has yet to send the article of impeachment to the Senate. The step is necessary in order to launch the trial process. I have spoken to the Speaker Pelosi, who confirmed me that the article will be delivered to the Senate on Monday. Chuck Schumer, the new Democratic Senate Majority Leader, said in a floor speech Friday. The trial will be held in the United States Senate, and there will be a vote whether to convict the president, Schumer told his colleagues. Trump was impeached on a single charge of incitement of insurrection for his role in whipping up his supporters during a speech in Washington on January 6, the day a pro-Trump mob stormed Congress with deadly consequences. The Senate top Republican Mark Connell severely reprimanded the outgoing president and left the door open for voting to convict Trump. He, however, has sought a delay in an impeachment trial until February, arguing Trump needs time to hire lawyers and mount a defense. But on Friday, McConnell, now the Senate minority leader, acknowledged the Democratic timetable. As I understood, it must be headed our way Monday by Senate rules. If the article arrives, we have to start a trial right then, he said on the floor. McConnell spoke of the unprecedented fast process in the House where Trump was impeached in a single day. Sequel cannot be a sufficient Senate process that denies former President Trump this due process or damage the Senate or the presidency itself, he said. He also said that delaying the trial would have provided time for Senate to confirm members of new President Joe Biden's cabinet and consider crucial legislative like coronavirus pandemic and rescue packages. That is the end of the quote. Now, what it's saying is that there's still going to be trial on the part of Senate. I thought that it was just going to be about the House of Representatives, which happened a few days to the end of Trump leaving the office of the President of United States of America. But to my surprise yesterday, I discovered that there was still going to be an impeachment on the part of the Senate, and they are even planning to start it by next week. So that is the latest from that end. You see, what I want us to understand in this whole scenario is that in this America, what I want, and particularly Nigerians, to learn from this thing is that nobody is bigger than a nation. Nobody is bigger than institutions. If you have done anything, you must go in for it. You must pay for it. No matter your caliber, no matter who you are in the society. That is the way to go in every nation, in every country that wants to grow. You see, if this was Nigeria, by now, this matter would have been written off. We will not even get to this level. In the first place, Trump will not even leave office without doing his second term. No, it's not possible. It's not possible. Trump will not leave office without doing his second term if this was a Nigerian situation. But you see how a nation is being run. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how powerful you are. It doesn't matter how rash you are. It doesn't matter your ideology. What matters is there is a constitution that guides the people. And once you go against the constitution, you pay for it. Very, very simple. And you cannot have your way if the constitution does not allow you to have your way. I have followed America for politics for some time. And in my lifetime, I never think there would be a man like this to run America. I never think there would be somebody like Trump with all his rashness. I never thought there would be a time when somebody like Trump, somebody that who talks anyhow, who behave anyhow, a racist, will rule America as a president. But it happens. And it happened, I think it happened for a reason. Because I never thought it would ever happen. But I begin to see why it happened. I begin to reason why it happened. It happens for other parts of the world to learn from. It happens for particularly Nigeria to learn from. I think that is the reason it happens. Because we can say, no country is perfect. No democracy is perfect. Nothing is perfect on earth. No man is perfect on earth. But when you have a law guiding, when you have the constitution, when you have institutions that are working, you cannot take the system for granted. The system will always checkmate you. Will always checkmate your excesses, no matter who you are. So that is what Nigerians should learn. Nigeria as a nation should learn from this whole America scenario. Nigeria should learn that no matter who you are, once you have gone against the law should be able to take care of you head on. You cannot just wake up one day and just change a law that guide the people by fiat. You say, so some countries should not be granted visa to enter America. You just want to build a fence, a wall around America. You just want to make America only for the whites. America strives in diversity. The strength of America is diversity. All colors put together. Black, white, blue, yellow, everything. Asia, America, Middle East, everywhere put together. That is the diversity of America. That is what makes America what America is. So you can't just wake up one day and just say, America is only for the whites. So every other color, every other race within America system should just go and die because of a personal interest. Now, look at the way the institution took care of him. He did all he needed to do, all he wanted to do. He did it in any way. But at the end of the 4 years, the people stood out and said, no, we don't need you, and we don't need you. He tried to fight his way. He tried to blackmail the system. He tried to blackmail the people. But the people stood their ground and said, no, this is the right thing to do. You have no way again with us. We are through with you, and we are through with you. And even after leaving office, impeachment trial is still going to continue. And if he found guilty in the wisdom of the senators, he will be convicted. I am not saying he will be convicted categorically. I'm saying if he is found guilty in the wisdom of the senator, he will be convicted. So that is what I want other nations, especially Africa, particularly Nigeria, to learn from America. I think it happened for African nations, Nigeria to be precise, to learn from what is happening in America. You cannot run a nation by fiat. You cannot run anybody cannot just come in and begin to say, this is what I want to do, when you doesn't have the constitution backing you. So we must develop our democracy to be something close to that. Even if we are not going to get it 100% to their own, but at least let us work and make it 50-60%. So that nobody will just come and tell all lies, give all propaganda, and force himself on the people. 4 years he will still force himself even when they don't want, after 4 years. So we need to develop our democracy. That is the only way a nation can be built, to work for everybody. To work for the rich, for the poor, for the weak, for the strong. Not only for the strong, not only for the super intelligent, not only for the privileged. So he is the way to build a nation. Look at the way the system took care of Trump. I'm so impressed. Even though some people will want to use a way to say, we are blaming Nigeria. See what is happening in America. Yes, We will continue to condemn Nigeria when we are not getting it right, when we are not doing it right. I think this is the opportunity for us to learn from America, both the government and the people. Yes, it's an opportunity. Let us learn. Exactly, man. Exactly. You would have fit perfectly into Africa politics if it was in Africa. You are very correct. Good morning, ma. Welcome to Matters Arising. I appreciate your time with us. I appreciate your comments. That is, you are very, very correct. If Donald Trump was an Africa, he would have had his way perfectly. In fact, he would have made himself a life president. If Donald Trump was an Africa, and he would have made himself a life president. But look at the way the system took care of him. So I am so glad that we have an institution. We have a place to learn from. That is one thing Nigerians or Nigeria is not taking advantage of. We have people to learn from. Let us try and learn from these people and build institutions that work. Let us try and learn from this American politics so that we will be able to build a nation that works for everybody. Please, these are the kind of things that should be emulated. Not the criminal part, the corrupt part of Western world. No. Let us emulate these good ones that will build our nation, that will make us stand out, that will make us become one of the best countries in the world. We have the power, we have the resources, we have the intelligence, we have everything that will make us one of the best nations of the world. But we deliberately did not want to build our own because our politicians feel that it's working for them, so it should remain like that. It's not actually working for you if you look at it carefully. It's not actually working for you, but you think it's working for you. It's not actually working for you. When you go about with hundreds of security guards, police, army, DSS, even when you are out of office, you fence your wall to high heaven to secure your family. Is that the kind of life we should be living? Why not build a nation that takes care of security automatically, without you building walls, without you going about with 200, 300 security men, without you being afraid that your children will be kidnapped, without you being afraid that your wife will be kidnapped? You will have peace. You take what is your own, I take what my own. I find my place in the system, I stay in my place, you stay in your place. If I want to be a politician, fine. If I don't want to be a politician, let me have my own place and stay there. Instead of trying to manipulate everything to favor you and your family alone. Please, we can do this thing. It's not rocket science. It's just a matter of making up our mind that we will do the right thing. And that includes having the political will to do the right thing, to build the right system. Good morning, my brother Ekwase. Good morning. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good morning, good morning, good morning. You are welcome to Matters Arising again. I thank you for your time. Thank you so much. So, that is what we should be talking about. That is what we should be talking about. How to build, how to emulate America, how to build a system that works like America. Democracy. Even if we are not going to get it 100%, let's do something close. Let's get something close to do. Let's get a little bit close to the kind of democracy that we work for us, that we encourage that will build the life of individual. Not this kind of one that we are doing that is not helping anybody. It's not actually helping you. You think because you have billions in your account and your children go to school abroad, then that is all you need to be a man. That is not all you need. That is not. You don't even need those things. You don't even need those things to be a man. It is because of the system that you have built. So on that note, let's go to the next on the item. That is from the Nigeria end of democracy. I mean end of life. That's where we are coming from now. Sales of government assets will benefit Nigeria. Sales of government assets will benefit Nigeria. Finance Minister. Yeah, that's what she's saying this morning. That sales of government assets will benefit Nigerians. Finance Minister. If you remember a few days ago, there was an article we read here that they are going to sell Nigeria assets or Nigeria properties to fund the 2021 budget. And we analyze it and look at it that no, it shouldn't be. But the Minister of Finance is coming up to say that the sales of this asset is going to benefit average Nigerian or an ordinary Nigerian. So let's look at the news proper and see what she mean by it will benefit Nigerians. The Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, on Friday said the federal government planned sale of public assets will benefit Nigerians and help to boost the economy. In an appearance on China's television Sunrise Daily, Mrs. Ahmed, who is also the Minister of Budget and National Planning, said some government assets are currently moribund and provide little or no value to Nigerians in their current state. There are some government assets that are dead that can be sold to private sector to be reactivated and put to use for the benefit of Nigeria. And the minister said, now she's saying that yes, there are some government assets that are not being used now. They are moribund, that they are dead. They can sell it to the private sector to rehabilitate it, to reactivate it. We are looking at different, and I'm a member of the National Council of Privatization. We are looking at different categories. Government assets that government has not been able to manage, that are laying down, and in some cases even completely run down, to see them off to the private sector. On January 12, Mrs. Ahmed had revealed the government plan to sell the public asset to partly finance the partly finance the 13.58 trillion 2021 budget. On Friday, Mrs. Ahmed stressed that the intention is not just funding the budget, it is also to reactivate those assets and hand it over and have them bring contribution to the growth in the Nigeria economy. She's saying some of these assets that are not being used now, if they sell it to the private individual, it can be reactivated, and the people, they start using it, and it will start serving the purpose it's supposed to serve the people. She added that the Bureau of Public Enterprise will begin to coordinate with other arms of government on the asset sales in the first quarter of the year. In the last week of December, we had a meeting of the National Council on Privatization where we approved the annual work plan, the 2021 work plan for the Bureau of Public Enterprise, she said. And I guess it is in the first quarter that BPE will now be engaging the Senate committee and other committees that they work in with to say this is our work plan for the year. In a statement on Sunday, civil society group SERAP and asked the National Assembly to stop the federal government from selling public assets to fund the 2021 budget. The group said the government should instead look to identify areas in the budget to cut such salaries and allowance for public officers. On Monday, okay, that's all for that. That is all for that matter. So she is saying that they will better sell these assets that are moribund, that are not actually serving the purpose or is supposed to serve the people. So they will prefer to sell it, and it will not serve the people properly, and it will make money for the country. So it's not just only about using it to fund the budget. It's about bringing the life back to the assets. That is our position as at yesterday and this morning. But I want to say this in relation to this. It's a good idea if we will do it wholeheartedly, if we will do it holistically, if such assets are sold to people who can actually manage it. It's a good idea. It's not just all bad idea. Selling moribund assets, handing it over to private individuals to manage, it's not totally a bad idea. But my fear, or the fears of Nigerians, is that, are you not going to sell these things for just your friends, for the politicians, and say you have sold it? If that is the plan, then that is the fear we have. They said that's the question. That's the question. Yes, if they are doing it for the people or for themselves alone, that is the question. Thank you for that question, Diaspora Mommy. Thank you for that question. That is the fear. Are they doing it for themselves or for the public? If they are going to sell it genuinely to people who can run it, to experts that can actually run the business, not using, I know this, this person is a governor or a former governor or a present governor or a minister to buy this asset. That is where the problem is. Are you going to sell it to yourself because you are in position now? Just the way you people handled the NEPA issue. That is the way the NEPA issue was handled. That is why today there is no way. We are not anywhere. We are not anywhere in NEPA. We only just pay money for what we don't use. That is where you guys took us from. Just took us from where we normally don't pay much, or we don't pay for what we don't use before. You just took us from there and took us to where we are now forced to pay for what we don't use. As I speak to you now, there is no light. If you listen to the background of this broadcast, I'm using generator. Every morning I use generator. Every evening I use generator. No, but we are forced to pay minimum of 15,000 naira every month for what we don't use. That is the fear in the mind of average Nigerian. If there was that trust that you are going to sell it and it will benefit everybody, people will be happy. After all, it will generate money for the country. After all, it will serve the purpose that is meant to serve. So people will be able to use these facilities. But if it's going to be a case of selling it for unoma, selling it for yourself, then that is where our fear is. So please, Honorable Minister, if you want to sell it, our appeal to you is that sell it holistically. Sell it to people that can manage it. Sell it to people that have the experience, the required experience to manage this asset. Don't sell it to politicians, don't sell it to your brother, don't sell it to your friend, don't sell it to yourself because you are not the minister of finance, so you want to buy one of them so that when you leave office tomorrow, you have something to fall back to. Don't sell it with that kind of sales. Don't go to that. That is where we are afraid of. You people have not been able to build any trust. You people have not been able to build any trust within the people you govern. No, that is where the fear is. If you have built trust that whatever you want to do, you do it well, we will not be afraid. Because there is no use for those assets to be lying down there. They are not being used. It's just there. There's no, it doesn't work. It doesn't favor anybody. So that is all I have to say for that. Now, the next on the news item, Governor Sule visit Buhari, raises alarm over Boko Haram activities in Nasarawa. Governor Sule visit Buhari, raises alarm over Boko Haram activities in Nasarawa. That is the next on our news item. Oh, sorry for that network interruption. It's as a result of network interruption. I'm very sorry. We are back now. Hoping that the network will be able to cooperate with us. Let me start all over again. Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule Friday visited President Muhammadu Buhari and raised alarm over the havoc perpetrated by Boko Haram insurgents in the state. The governor also sought the intervention of the federal government, particularly for them to take over the Jetita Road in Nasarawa, which serves as an alternative route from the state to the FCT. The governor, after the meeting with President Buhari, told journalists that he came to meet with the president to discuss the security issue in Nasarawa State. According to him, many of the Boko Haram insurgents are regrouping in Nasarawa State. They belong to the Jerusalem group that had been dislodged from NIGERIAN State. He said further that upon a joint security operation, a lot of them were killed, while 900 were arrested. Governor Sule maintained that those arrested confirmed their membership of Boko Haram insurgency group and have been handed over to the authorities. I have come to see the leader of our party and the leader of our nation, our father, Mr. President, to brief him about the activities happening in the state, especially in the area of security. We have continued to have a challenge with a team of Boko Haram. We are settled at the border with FCT. We thank the security forces and that was able to dislodge them. Now they have gone back and gathered at our border with Benue, and they are causing a lot of havoc, the governor said. Nasarawa State Governor had earlier in November announced plans to restructure his security apparatus due to killings and insecurity. The governor made the announcement during an emergency security meeting in Lafia, the state capital, following the murder of the chairman of All Progressive Congress in APC in Nasarawa, Philip Shekewo. A Fulani traditional ruler and an unidentified young man were also killed during the same period. The security meeting was attended by heads of various security outfits in the state, as well as chairman of the Nasarawa State Traditional Council, Justice Sadiq Bege, among other stakeholders. That is the end of the quote. So he said he came to inform the president about the security situation in Nasarawa State, that Boko Haram, they are gathering there, they are gathering between the border of Nasarawa and Benue State. So they are gathering there, they are causing a lot of havoc, they are creating problems. So I want to use this opportunity to bear this our President Muhammadu Buhari, please, you are the chief security officer of Nigeria. Cooperate with these governors that are coming to beg you on a daily basis to take care of this security problem. Your servicemen are not performing. Are you happy with the way things are going, the way people are dying on a daily basis? Is there any joy in it? People are dying on a daily basis. Different governors are begging you, coming to approach you for decisive steps. Your security chiefs are not delivering. They are even far above their age limit to be in service. You are just keeping them for personal reason. If they are above their age limit and they are delivering, no problem. But they are not delivering. They are not delivering. Please, President Buhari, please. People are dying every day. Everywhere, crisis everywhere, killings everywhere, kidnapping everywhere, raping of women everywhere. Why not change this security servicemen? Try other hands. We can't continue like this. We cannot continue like this. We cannot continue sacrificing people's life just because you want to keep your people in position. There are better people that can deliver on this job. Please, President Muhammadu Buhari, Nigerians are calling for your decision. Change this security servicemen. If you need help from other parts of the world, call for help. I don't think you are enjoying, benefiting from these killings and destruction every day. Different governors are coming to beg you, calling for your assistance. You are just paying deaf ears. I'm not sure you are benefiting anything from it. Please, you have the power. You are the commander of chief of the armed forces. You were once a general. I think that is one of the reasons we even voted you in 2015, because of your experience in the military. Please, live up to your expectation. Live up to our expectation. We cannot continue losing life like this. It will get to a point, this problem will grow to the point we may not be able to control again. At this stage, I'm still sure you can do something. Please, we need your help. We need your help. Please, we need your help, President Buhari. Come to the rescue of Nigerians. Come to the rescue of Nigerians. We need you. We need your experience as a former military person. We need your experience as a former military person. Please, do what it takes to secure. We need security. We can't continue losing our children, our wives, our mothers, our brothers like that. We cannot continue losing people on a daily basis because because of your nonchalant attitude. I don't care. Please, that is for that. Abacha Lut, Supreme Court declines family's request to access funds, to access frozen account. Abacha loot. Supreme Court loses court. Abacha loot. Supreme Court declined family request to access frozen foreign account. Yes, Supreme Court declined the family to access frozen foreign account. I know we all know Abacha, our former head of state, who died in the office as a head of state of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in 1997. So a lot has happened. At the time, it was not tagged the ATM of Nigeria. Some people now even see him that he saved those money for rainy days. We have recovered a lot money from his account, foreign account, a lot, hundreds of millions and billions of millions of dollars from different accounts, Switzerland, UK, US, everywhere. And the family is now asking for court to grant them access to those banks' accounts. So Supreme Court, in their wisdom, declined the family that request yesterday in the court. So let's see what the court, what the news is saying. The Supreme Court has again refused the request by Ali Abacha, a brother to the late head of state General Sani Abacha, to unfrozen the account traced to him and relatives of the late Abacha in the United Kingdom, Switzerland, Jersey, Liechtenstein, and Luxembourg. In an unanimous judgment delivered on Friday by 5-man panel of the court, the apex court had held that Ali Abacha case was statute barred and as when it was commenced in April 2004 at the Federal High Court in Kaduna. In the lead judgment prepared by Justice Kudirat Kenkere Ekun but read by Justice Ejimobi Eko, the court held that having dismissed a similar appeal in an earlier judgment delivered in February 20, it has no reason to depart from its reasoning in the case brought by Mr. Abba Mohammed Sani on behalf of Abacha family. The appeal against the July 9, 2020 unanimous judgment of the Court of Appeal Kaduna Division, in which a 3-man panel set aside the September 24, 2004 judgment by the Justice Mohammed Lim of Federal High Court Kaduna earlier given in favor of Ali Abacha. Ali Abacha had filed a several suit at the Federal High Court Kaduna in 2004, challenging among others the 1999 decision by the Olusegun Obasanjo administration acting through the Attorney General of the Federation AGF and Minister of Justice Kanu Agabi San to request the freezing of all accounts traced to the late Abacha and his family members and relatives in the United Kingdom, Switzerland, Jersey, Liechtenstein, and Luxembourg. So Abacha family is now asking for Supreme Court to unfrozen the account, to give them access to those accounts that are linked to them and their family. That is what Abacha family is asking for, but the Supreme Court denied them access that yesterday, that they have no reason to vacate the decision that was reached in the appeal court last year. That the appeal court heard that they will not give them access to that account last year. So Supreme Court is standing on that appeal court and taking that same position that they have no reason to change that decision. They have no reason to change that decision to give them access to the account so that they will not have access to it. They will not use the money for the personal use because that money believed to belong to Nigeria money. It's a Nigerian money and it is only Nigeria government that should have access to that money, not Abacha family. So that is the position of the Supreme Court for now, and I don't think there's any other way they can go. That's the highest. That's the Supreme Court is, as far as I know, is the highest court in Nigeria that anybody can go. So I think their fate is now hanging. This one now have to let us know that life, there's life after leaving office. There is life even after death. Upon all the accumulation, all the things Abacha did, look at what is happening to the family today. I think our politicians should learn that this life is not all about stacking, keeping money. No. There is more to it. The legacy you leave, what their father did now is now haunting them. Maybe some of those money may be illegal money now. It might be legal money. But because of what their father, the legacy Abacha left behind, they can't even have access to what may even be their legalized money. They can't even have access to it. You see, this is why we should try to learn from other people's mistakes. Yeah, that's another question. Where are the money? What has happened to the one that they have recovered? We don't know. And some people say it has been looted. We don't know. We're asking every day, but nobody is answering us. But I just hope that they learn from all these things, that after their office, 8 years, 4 years, they will leave the office. Life is still waiting for them. That is the lesson I want them to do. That is why I brought up this topic and this news headline today. There is more to all these things. Accumulation. You said Abacha loot. You regain it, you recover it, and you are relooting it. You are relooting it because you are relooting it for yourself, for your unborn children. You are keeping as much as possible for your unborn children. There is life. Life is not all about money. Life is not all about stacking money in different accounts of the world. You can stack and still have problem. You see the problem their father or their brother created for them, all in the name of wanted to keep for the rainy days, wanted to be the richest president or the richest black man, whatever philosophy they have. See where they are now. See how far this has taken them to. So politicians, these present politicians, learn. Life is not all about money. There is more to money than life. There is more to money in life. No matter how much you keep for yourself, one day nemesis will cut back at you. Nemesis will hit you back. It is very, very important. These present politicians should learn from this Abacha scenario. No matter how you go, no matter how you do, there is life waiting for you somewhere. And you will face it. It's not even about after death now. No. The evil men do not live with them. It's no more about the evil that men do live after them. No. It's now more of the evil that men do live within them. That is the case now. So it is better to learn how to build a nation, build the people. When you build your children, you build the nation, your future is guaranteed. Your future is taken care of. But if you build yourself and build only your family, the future is bleak. Very, very bleak. Very, very bleak. Very, very bleak. Very, very bleak if you refuse to build the nation. If you refuse to build the people apart from your family, the future is very, very bleak. The future is very, very bleak if you refuse to build the nation, the community, the society. The future is very, very bleak. It will surely come back and haunt you. So next on the news outlet is SANU NASU to commence indefinite strike on February 5th. SANU NASU to commence indefinite strike on February 5th. This news came up about a week ago too, that the non-academic staff of universities in Nigeria and the senior staff association of university in Nigeria, that they did 3 days warning strike last week, I think so, warning the government that they need to meet up with their October last year memorandum, that they signed a memorandum of understanding last year October, and the government is yet to react on any of the memorandum they agreed on last October. They gave 3 days ultimatum, warning strike, and the 3 days expired. They now gave another 1 week that they will come up with a resolution. Yesterday they are up with their resolution. They are giving up to February 5th warning that by February 5th, if the government refused to act on those memorandum that was reached, yes, that's the truth, man. They have no shame. They have no shame for even going to court. That's the truth. It's the way we behave. It's the way we behave. We don't have shame as a people, because we always think that we can manipulate the system. We always think we can manipulate the system. That's what gave them the guts to go to court and request for access to their father's money. Whose father's money? Do your father have money? So moving on. So let me read the news before I go into my own opinion about this matter. The Senior Staff Association of Universities and the non-academic staff of university have declared an indefinite strike beginning from February 5th. Announcing the decision on Friday in Abuja, the spokesperson of the Joint Action Committee of SANUS and NASU, Peter Adeyemi, explained that the government has reneged on their October 2020 agreement, where all parties agreed to address the issue leading to the strike. The striking non-teacher staff is demanding that their members be taken off the government integrated personnel payroll information IPPS, as well as review the sharing formula for the university and allowance between the teaching and non-teaching staff of the university. The Joint Action Committee of SANUS and NASU hereby resolve as follows: that members of SANU, NASU and SANUS shall embark on an indefinite comprehensive total strike with effect from February 5th, 2021. He said 2 weeks notice effect from today, Friday, January 22. 2021 is hereby given to government and relevant stakeholders of this government. October 2020 Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) resolved that the compliance of NASU with respect to IPPIS would be corrected within 2 weeks. But 3 months after, there has been no correction of these abnormalities, leading to a high level of restiveness among our members who have been shortchanged on account of problems caused by IPPIS. These people have an issue with IPPIS. This IPPIS is a national payroll something where everybody working for Nigeria government, they collect their salary from there. That is one of the reasons, the major reason that led to ASO strike that lasted for about 9 months or 9 months, over 9 months before it was before they agreed. It was resolved in December last year. Now, as they also quoted that they don't want to belong to IPPIS. This non-academic staff union of university initially agreed before. I'm sure they are not learning from ASO. That's my thinking. They are not learning from ASO because their complaint is that when they agreed and the salary they have been shortchanging their salary since they joined that IPPIS. They are not collecting the money they are supposed to collect as salary. So they have asked the government October last year to please look into those abnormalities, which the government agreed to. But up till now, over 3 months or almost 3 months, there is nothing has been attended to in that regard. So they are not threatening to go back to strike by February 5th, giving 2 weeks notice. 2 weeks notice from yesterday. So by February 5th, if nothing is being done, they will go on total strike. That is the position of this association. Now, my opinion, or what I will have to say in this regard, is that I think the government should please listen to these people now within the next 2 weeks. Call them to the round table and discuss with them. We have had enough of strike. Universities, our children were at home for over 9 months, and they are still at home. They have not even resumed, or maybe some schools have resumed. But the school just started not up to 2 weeks. Going back to another strike will be counterproductive, will be destructive to our educational system. This is not a case of let them go on strike first, because that's the way our government always treat these things. They want people to go on strike first. Then when they now do like 2 weeks, 3 weeks before they start calling for discussion. This is not the time to do that. Call them now within the next 1-2 weeks and solve their problem. If there's any things to be corrected, correct it and let our education move on. We don't need any distraction now, for now again. We don't need any distraction for now. Please, I'm appealing to the conscience of President Muhammadu Buhari to push the people, the ministers in charge of these offices, like Minister of Education, Minister of Labor and Productivity, and maybe the Finance Minister. Yeah, I think the Finance Minister should be involved. Let them go and sit down with this association and discuss before it start creating problem for our education again. Please, very, very important. Don't wait until they go on strike, until they spend 2 weeks, 3 weeks on strike. Resolve whatever issue they have and let move on with our education. Please, I appeal to you, President Muhammadu Buhari. Please, I appeal to you, Minister of Finance. I appeal to you, Minister of Education. I appeal to you, Minister of Labour. These are the 3 key ministries that are involved in this matter, to the best of my knowledge. Please, work with them, call them within the next 1 week and start discussion so that you are through before 2 weeks time. Very, very important. That is my appeal for you in regards to this strike, intended strike that is coming up to disrupt our education in the next few days or weeks. Yeah, in the next few days. In the next few days. So that is for that. Let's try to move on. Let's try to move on and see the next on our news item. Okay. The next on our news item: blasphemy. Court set aside death sentence. Blasphemy. Court set aside death sentence of Kanu singer, discharged teenager. Let's try and go into the news. Blasphemy. Court set aside death sentence of Kanu singer, discharged teenager. So let me read the news proper. We are aware that few months ago, maybe, I think it was last year, maybe like I can't remember exactly, but I know it was like 4, 5, 6 few months ago. There was this singer that was sentenced to death in Kano for blasphemy. They said he blasphemed according to their religion, and he was sentenced to death, and the whole world started crying. Initially they even wanted to systematically deny him of appeal, until intervention of so many people, even our learned lawyer felt they have to intervene in the matter at the point before he was allowed to take an appeal. So the appeal, thank God, came up yesterday, and the judgment of that lower court or Sharia court was set aside, that there were a lot of irregularities in the process of that judgment. So they throw away that judgment and ask the court to start all over again, so that the guy will have access to justice. And another one, look, let me read the news properly before we move in. The appeal division of the Kano State High Court has set aside the death sentence passed on Aminu Yahya Sharif, a Kano singer, charged with blasphemy. The two-man panel of court, in a judgment on the appeal filed by Sharif, ordered a retrial of the case on grounds that the whole proceedings at the lower court were characterized with irregularities. The court, in another appeal, also set aside the judgment and sentence of one Umar Farouk, a 30-year-old boy who was sentenced to 10 years imprisonment on charge of blasphemy. That's the end of the story for them. Very funny. First of all, let me talk on the singer. So the guy has been given another opportunity to defend himself. The appeal court said the proceedings was filled with irregularities, so they throw the case away and ask them to start all over again for proper justice to take place. Then another one, there's a boy of 13 years, Farouk, who was sentenced to 10 years imprisonment for blasphemy too. The court threw that case away, discharged the boy. Because if you look at it, I'm not a lawyer. To the best of what I know in Nigerian law, once you are under 18, you don't face serious judgment like that. You are not sentenced to all those kind of 10 years in prison. No. The worst that will happen once you are under 18, if you commit crime, is to refer them to juvenile court, and where they will be put in the juvenile prison for rehabilitation, not 10 years imprisonment. I don't know why we always use two laws in Nigeria to run a Nigeria. In one breath we are using the real constitution, in another breath we are using another law. Because depending on who is involved in that case. So I thank God for the appeal court for acting promptly on these two matters. Because it was a serious matter 3-4 months ago. They never wanted to give him room for appeal. They almost systematically make the days to take appeal expire, so they will have reason to carry out their execution. But thank God for the persons like Falano, who stepped into the matter and took up the case. That was how he was able to get this appeal that now throw the case away. Now throw that judgment away. Who know how many people are facing this kind of problem? This one now is on the limelight because it involves a singer, a superstar, a celebrity. That is why the case become a celebrated case. There are so many people who are facing this kind of problem that are not known. This one is a celebrated case because it involves somebody that was already known. Our politicians should please build a nation that works for everybody. Let us run this nation with one law, not two, depending on who is involved. So that is for that. As a matter of fact, I thank God for the appeal court and the judges that handle this matter with their wisdom. They decided to do the right thing, to take the right position. Otherwise, this guy would have been dead by now, if not with the intervention of eminent personalities in Nigeria. And I'm very sure there are so many people that are dying like this, that they are killing like this, without knowing. Without knowing. Moving on. Let's look for the next. I think the next story is going to come from my state, Edo State. Yeah, it's coming from Edo State. It's coming from Edo State. Another very good one from my amiable governor. Edo government to train teachers on COVID-19 prevention ahead of school resumption. Edo government to train teachers on COVID-19 prevention ahead of resumption on February 1st. Yeah. Edo State government to train teachers on COVID-19 prevention ahead of resumption of school. Let me read it. Go into the news proper. The Edo State government on Friday has concluded plans to train teachers across the 18 local government area of the state on coronavirus COVID-19 prevention protocol ahead of school resumption in the state. Permanent Secretary, Edo State Ministry of Health, Dr. Osamoyi Irowa, disclosed this to journalists in Benin City during a press briefing. Irowa reaffirmed the state government's commitment to coping the spread of the virus across all communities of the state, protecting the people. He noted that the state government has interfaced with teachers and the state has commenced testing of staff, students of federal schools ahead of school reopening for academic activities. Irowa said the issue of school reopening has remained a challenge because some federal schools reopened in the state few days ago, and government Obaseki has directed that all teachers, students in the state be tested. We have interfaced with the teachers and we are commencing testing of staff and students of the federal schools because they are going to be tested before they are allowed to resume for academic activities. He continued, outside this, we have interfaced with the educational sector of the state and we are planning to reopen schools in February 1st, 2021. Guidelines have been developed for schools reopening in the space of COVID-19, and today we have already perfected plan of training and retraining of teachers across the 18 local government area. Very good one. A hand of applause for my governor for taking up this initiative to train teachers. Very good one. Because this matter we are dealing on now, this COVID-19 matter, is a very serious case as far as I'm concerned. It's a case between life and death. So it must be treated with intelligence, strategy, and clear-mindedness. You must know what you are doing. You must not be pressured to do things because others are doing it. Yes. Don't be pressured because others resume that day. You must know. I thank you for this noble initiative, my governor. Do the training, and I hope it doesn't just end on, like I will always say this. I hope it doesn't just end on papers. I hope it doesn't just end on in front of cameras, in front of microphone. Do it, practice it wholeheartedly, holistically. Very, very important. We must do it. This training is very, very important for the teachers on how they are going to handle the children that are going to be entrusted to them during this period of COVID-19 until the world is able to come out of it, until we are able to get to the point where we are now vaccinated. We must be strategic in our thinking. We must be strategic in our doing. And I enjoy all the teachers, all the parents to cooperate with these guidelines, with this formula. Very, very, your cooperation, if it's going to be only about the government or the governor, it will not work. It must be followed through by both the people, parents, even you that doesn't have children. We must follow these guidelines totally and properly. That is the only way we will get out of this situation that we are now. Or we will be able to manage it, not getting out, because getting out of it now is not in sight for now. Especially in this part of the world where we don't know yet what is going to happen to how we are going to be vaccinated. We don't know yet. We are just looking up to God that one day something will just happen. So we must cooperate with the Edo State government for this initiative, and we must do the needful. There's a part we must play as a people. When government is doing their own, then we as a people must play our own part for it to work. If government is just doing its own and we are not playing our part, it will not work. It will be an exercise in futility. It will just be a mere jamboree. So the government must be serious about what they are doing. They must be strategic about it. Then we, as a people, must, as a matter of fact, play our own part to cooperate with the government guidelines and policies. Very, very important. Very, very important. The next one is still from my state. The next news on our table, maybe the last, but not the least. I reserve this for my state because it's my state. So maybe I'm a little bit biased in this area. I always reserve story for my state for the last. It's the last, but it's not the least. For me, it's the most important of all I have discussed today. For me, it's the most important of all I have discussed today. So that is why I always reserve this last Edo matter to the last. If you watch all my matters arising, that is my way about it. I always reserve because it's my state. If you say I'm biased, let me be biased in this area. I want to be biased. So no apology for being biased in this area. Now, COVID-19, Edo Mobile Court arraigned 12 persons, convict 9 for flouting prevention protocol. COVID-19, Edo Mobile Court arraigned 12 persons, convict 9 for flouting prevention protocol. Let's read it. Let's go into the news proper. An Edo State Magistrate Court in Oredo Magisterial District has convicted 9 persons for violating the state government coronavirus COVID-19 protocol, with the convicts sentenced to community service as punishment for refusing to wear face masks in public and breaking the 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew in the state. 12 suspects were arraigned before the mobile court, which held in sitting at the Edo State High Court premises, with Chief Magistrate Bright Erazi Onia presiding. The suspects arrested and convicted for refusing to wear face masks include Abu Sani, Umaru Ali, Emmanuel Sylvester, Desmond Victory, Peter Inyashi, Franka Osas, Kashatu Momodu, and Clement Pama. They were convicted for violating regulations 86C of the Edo State Dangerous Infection Disease Prevention Regulatory 2020 and Section 203 of the Criminal Code Law, Cap 48, Volume 2, Law of the Defunct Bender State 1976, as applicable to Edo State. As applicable to Edo State. 4 persons, namely Sylvester Afukai, Austin King, Austin Osaron, James Uyi, were arraigned for breaking the state coffee activities, the state coffee directive. Of the 4 suspects, Sylvester Afukai was convicted for violating the regulation of 16.3 of the Edo State Dangerous Infection Disease Prevention Regulations 2020. Edo State Judiciary constitutes mobile court across the state to try violators of the state Dangerous Infection Disease Emergency Prevention Regulatory 2020 invoked by Governor Godwin Obaseki to curb the spread of coronavirus in the state. End of quote. So you see, another good one from my governor. Laws must be enforced. When there is law, you must enforce it. And it's only when you enforce it, people will obey it. If you don't enforce law, it will not be obeyed. That is the truth. People will trample on it, people will step on it, people will do whatever they like on it because there is no penalty for it. The law is just on the paper, it's not there. People really don't care if it's on the paper. What people care about is who suffers from the law. Once they know one or two people have suffered from it, other people will take a cue from it and learn. I like this initiative. Another lovely thing about this whole thing is that it's not money based. That is another joy I derive in this news. It wasn't meant to, if you have tried, you pay 50,000 naira. Because some of these things are what really kill us. Everything is monetized. Everything is monetized. For those convicted, you did not hear where they say they were told to pay fine of 10,000 or fine of 50,000, fine of 5,000. No, they were meant to do community services. That is the way to correct people. By the time you monetize it, then you have set it up for corruption. That is the truth. By the time you monetize it, you have set it up for corruption. But if it is not monetized just the way it is now, my governor, God bless you, sir, for this part of the law. I never hear anywhere they say pay fine of 10,000, 5,000. No. It gladdens my heart. It makes my heart yori yori. I'm happy for that. Do community services. Make them to park our gutters. Make them to sweep the road. So others will learn. With this now, you have reduced the corruption in that system. I mean, not reduced, you have removed the corruption in it. That gladdens my heart so well. So well. Thank you, my governor. It's not everything that is money based. That is where we miss it. Now you put 10,000. So the officer you are meant to enforce it, withdraw the person to corner and say, give me 2,000 naira and go. You will not go and pay, so that you don't go and pay 10,000 naira. They will simply just give the 2,000 naira and get away. And nobody will know what happened. It will not be on record that the person have committed crime. But the way it is now, their faces are everywhere. It's on record that they are now ex-convicts, except they are being pardoned for any reason. That is the way to go. It's not everything that are monetized. I'm happy for this piece of news. I'm happy. I think other states should come and take a cue from Edo State. How to do some of these things. This shows that this governor knows exactly the problem. He knows exactly how to handle these things. But the problem is the political class don't want this kind of things. They want the usual divide and rule pattern of. That is what they want. Please, my people, this is a very sharing news for me. You see why I said I will be biased. No apology that I'm being biased. I want something that will be sharing, that will make us happy to always end the program. Something that will bring joy to us to always end the program. Our time is fast spent. I thank you for today. With this piece of news that I just read last, so I'm so happy, and I expect that it has the same effect on you. I'm happy. I'm doing away with the news of death and killings. I'm going away with this piece of good news that we still have people, leaders who can think properly, not think money, like the opposition will always say, it's collecting 700 million. Everything is about 700 million. You are not telling us what you can do. You are just telling us 700 million, 700 million, 700 million, 700 million. Think properly. Be creative. Think out of the box. Do things that are not in the normal. Governor Obasefi, God bless you for this sharing news, for this piece of news. Thank you so much. My people, our time is fast spent. Thank you so much for finding time to stay with me again on another day of matters arising. I do not take it for granted at all. Your time is so precious to you, and I appreciate you for all your time. I appreciate you for your comments. I appreciate you for sitting down, spending your data, spending your time to engage me. What a privilege it is. Knowing that you are there alone is such a privilege. I'm grateful for your time. I'm grateful for liking our videos, for sharing our videos, for encouraging your people, your friends and family to join. So subscribe to NIGERIAN Watch family, the only station or channel that stay with the people. That is our decision. We have decided to be with the people, and we will always give it to you the way it is. No sugar, no salt, no pepper. The way it is raw, we give it to you. When it's wrong, it's wrong. When it's bad, it's bad. So I thank you so much, Mommy Diaspora, MD Edosa, Ekwase, everybody, those I cannot measure their name, I thank you so much. God bless you, as we hope to meet again on Monday. Tomorrow is Sunday. No matters arising tomorrow, because we are expected to be in the church to do our service. So by Monday, by the special grace of God, we will be back strong, healthy, filled with vitality, to inform, educate, and entertain you. Trust God. We'll be back on Monday, 8:30, by the grace of God, on Matters Arising. Thank you so much, and do have a blessed weekend ahead of you. God bless you. God bless you really good.